I know. I look good, don't I? I know I do. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
Fuck you, Michael Jordan. Fuck you. I know. I'm a little late getting to this program here. I had a lot of stuff going on this past Friday, and I'll dive into that here in a little bit. So I say fuck you, Michael Jordan, because I have been doing a 3-mile walk every morning. Once my wife leaves and everything, I'll put on my jogging shorts and a shirt, and I've got like the Hanes t-shirts. And back in the day, they had a tag in the back of it. You know, you could tell in the dark if you put it on, you know, all right, the tag's in the back. The shirts that I have now, I'm going to back this away from me from a little bit. The shirts that I have now just have that print on the inside that says Hanes and what size it is. But over the years, you know, that ink wears off after, you know, washing it over and over and over again. And I'm like I'm trying to dress myself in the dark, and every fucking time I put one of those shirts on, it's backwards. It's backwards. Can they cut something in the front? I know. First world problems here. Can they put something in the front where they can just, you know, this is the front of the shirt, this is the back of the shirt? No, dummy. We put the tag on the back, and then we got rid of the tag, and we put the ink on the back. You should be able to see that. No, I can't see it. So my mom told me or taught me a trick a long time ago. If you hold the seams up on your shoulders, you know, you've got a seam right here. If you hold the seam up, if it's lower in the front, that's the front. And so I've been living with that for the last 50 years or so. Welcome to This Is 50. We go over a bunch of stuff that happens when you turn 50, whether you're an adult or are you going to be an adult? So that's basically what the show is about. The things and stuff that happen in my life. I only do this podcast for me, by the way. There's a lot of people that have glommed onto it and have enjoyed the show. I appreciate you guys. But I do the show just to kind of exfoliate everything that's been going on in my life. Now, I know I missed this past Friday. But I had good intentions. I had good intentions of doing the show, but my neighbor next door, because that noise is going to bother me in the background. My neighbor, who has the 6 kids and stuff, had a dance. They don't do proms anymore because they couldn't get enough people to show up. So they're homeschooled. And so they do like this annual dance. And he texted me the other day, and he's like, "Oh, hey, do you mind, you know, doing this? And, you know, can you bring your stuff over?" And now I'm not a DJ by any means. I used to be, not anymore. I haven't done it since 2004 or something like that. So there's 20 years of music that I'm out of the loop on as far as what the kids listening to. But I mean, the kids basically, they listen to one song for about, you know, 30 days, 45 days, and then they go on to something else. And, oh, that's not cool anymore. But the neighbors next door, they've got a huge, I don't know, barn. It's a huge metal building next door. I'll post the videos up on the This Is 50 Facebook page. And he's like going, "Hey, do you mind bringing over the speakers and then the mixing board and all that stuff? And we'll feed you all the music. All you have to do is just kind of, you know, fade it in and out." I'm like, I can do that. Simple radio job type guy. And so I'm sitting there, got everything set up. Takes about an hour and a half to set everything up. You know, with I've got can lights all over the place, and so we set the whole place up, or I set the whole place up, and then I sit there and I'm like going, all right, I got 2 hours to kill. All right, I'm going to go drink some beer. I'll be back at 6:30. So I show up, an hour before, and I'm sitting there, and people are starting coming in, and the dad's like going, here's the pregame show music. All right, cool. Playing it. It's all swing music. I like swing. It was popular for about a year and a half in like 2001, around there. Brian Seltzer and all those guys. And then it just kind of went, I like to dance. I don't like to dance this much. Holy Jesus Christ. This swing music. I'm not as fit as I used to be. So it kind of died off, and I don't know what took its place. Probably Taylor Swift. So I'm sitting there, and it's like one swing song after another. So an hour goes by, and it's just swing songs. And I'm like going, I know this has got to be repetitive. These kids are only 16, 17, maybe 14 years old. And they like it, but I mean, you can only punch them in the face so long with this swing music. So I started like putting in like just classic 80s music. Put that in. And then on his playlist, some 1950s song came out. And I go, oh, this is garbage. And I took the faders, brought it up down on one channel, and brought the other channel back up. The mom of the party came over and goes, we like that song. If you're watching me here on the This Is 50 YouTube video, we like that song. I'm like, really? All right, sorry. And I immediately went, like, if you're watching my hands right here, I immediately on the fader go, whoop, right back up. There you go. Enjoy that. Shabba-doo, shibba-doo, picking cotton, and what a best time we're having. I'm trying not to get flagged on YouTube. But the funny part was, I asked the dad, the guy who, my neighbor, the father, he's 46, 47 now. I said, is it the same crew? Because I've done this like maybe 4 or 5 times now. I said, same crew. He's like, yeah, but there's going to be some like, 30-year-olds, early 20s, mid 20s, and 30-year-olds in this party. I go, all right, cool. I got someone at least I can reach out to on an olive branch to enjoy this party. And he says, well, they're not our quote unquote friends or whatever part of, I don't know where he's going with it. But anyways, so I'm sitting there and I'm playing the music, and now everyone's done eating Crystal burgers and organic lemonade. Yeah, it's that kind of party. And I see this guy, and I'm like going, oh God. And you could see him across the room. He's been watching me the whole entire time. I'm on one corner of the building. He's on the other side of the building, and he's just sitting there. See, you've seen the scene before. He's leaned back. If you're watching me on the video, he's leaned back, and he's rocking in his chair. It's a freaking banquet chair, so it doesn't rock. And he's kind of tapping his fingers on the. He's like, in his mind, he's like going, I can take this guy. I'm gonna do something with this guy. This guy has no idea what his life is going to change, because I'm going to go over there and request something. It's going to blow his fucking mind. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm sitting there, and him and his buddy and his wife, quote unquote wife, sister wife type deal. It's weird. It's a weird, oh my God. It's just a weird, like I said, I'm going to post a video from the dance. And he starts making his way over to me. And before he gets there, the mom of the party comes over, and he asks her a question. And then, it's playing telephone. She asks me, can he do something? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. So I'll dive into that story when we come back. It gets really, really, I'm like, for real? Am I really doing this? And you guys are approving all this? You know, this Christian-based homeschool group is going to approve this? All right, fine, no problem. I'm doing this for free, quote unquote, for free. And I'll dive into that story when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to, just stick around. I'm trying to do another show. I'll be right back. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video, I told you I was going to pick out one shirt from my closet, and you guys give me the thumbs up or thumbs down whether I should wear it or not. I'm getting ready to go on vacation here in the next 2 weeks. We are flying from the Charlotte Douglas Airport all the way to Washington, D.C., and then from there, we're taking another flight over to Vancouver, Canada. And then we're going to spend 2.5 nights there in Canada, and then we're going to jump on a cruise. We're going to jump on a boat and then float around the Alaska area for about 8 days and see all these different stuff. So if you're watching me on the video here, the YouTube video, this is my Ganzamaka, as my wife calls it, Ganzamaka shirt. If you're watching, I'll stand up. There you go. There's a whole thing. And then update on my blood thumb. Oop, there's my blood thumb. It's getting up there. But I told my wife, you know, we spent all this money on like it's so funny that the plane trip outside of the two Max Boeing Max 8s that we're flying on, hope we make it, fingers crossed, that the round trip tickets for us, for my wife and I, because she, through her work and stuff, I think it was like less than $600. The cruise itself was just around $550, maybe $600. Let's say $600. And then we bought the 2 drink packages for the 2 of us, which was, I think, $113 each or something like that for the whole entire cruise. You know, that allows us to have 15 drinks and yada, yada, yada. The weirdest part, the most eye-opening part, was the hotels in Vancouver. To stay in a 3.5 star hotel in the Vancouver area for 2.5 nights was $987. $987. And I'm like going, Jesus Christ, what the are we sleeping on gold in these hotels? Now, granted, I didn't realize that Vancouver is the next LA. I didn't realize that Vancouver was this hugely more populated area, more tourist area. So I said, babe, think about what an 10-day cruise around Alaska would have cost for the normies out there. I said, let's just do it. Let's go for it. Let's bite the bullet. I said, but if we're going to do this cruise, I need to go out and get a whole brand new wardrobe. That's why I was pulling stuff out of my closet. So as you watch me here on the YouTube video, she's like, okay. And I said, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it out of the This Is 50 business budget. She's like, how much do you want to spend? I said, $600. Let's do that. She's like, oh, you're doing that good? Yeah, babe, I'm doing good. I got a lot of listeners out there. Everyone loves the show. And we appreciate everyone out there listening to us. So we go to Kohl's, and I'm picking out like ugly shirts. I mean, like cruise liner, Margarita Partyville shirts. She's like, nope. You can't have those. I'm like, babe, all right, what do I want? You need this nice dressy black shirt and this nice gray shirt and this nice brown shirt. And I'm like going, babe, my closet has no diversity. I want as much party atmosphere clothes. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because there's one night on the cruise that we're going on. It's called Dutch Night or something like that. It's a Vancouver thing, but they celebrate it on the boat. And everyone wears orange. And I'm like going, let's party down. I want an orange shirt. I want orange pants. I want to be, from Dumb and Dumber with a orange top hat and swinging the cane and stuff. She's like, no, you're not going to wear that. I'm like going, babe, let's have some fun. There's no way that we're ever going to get on the West Coast again to enjoy something like this, unless something else comes up and I get hired in LA to do radio over there. But that's another story in itself. So I'm sitting there and, I'm picking out clothes and that's $600 between the two of us. Now at Kohl's, that can go a long way. So she picks out a couple outfits, a couple dresses. I pick out a bunch of outfits, a couple pants, a couple shirts and stuff like that. And it's funny that the guys' clothes are cheaper than the girls' clothes because it is a girl store. So a blouse that she wears is like $23. The same blouse, less material, or the same shirt, less material for a guy is like on sale for $11.99. So we spent about $300 there. Then we went to Walmart, and I like my Wrangler stretchy jeans. Oh, I love them. I love them. They're like pajamas almost. I love them. Wrangler's got the stretchy jeans, and I think they're $17.98 or something like that. I forget what they are. 17, let's do $21. Bought a whole bunch of new outfits for the two of us, and I spent just over $500. So she's happy. She's got new clothes. I've got new clothes, new wardrobe. I was worried about that. So we're all set. We're all set for the trip. I'm excited. If you're watching this on YouTube video, I'm excited. My hands are clean. I'm ready to go on with our trip. Oh my God. By the way, if you see my hair, I've got the Brian Seltzer orchestra hair. I don't know. I jumped in the shower and this is the way it came out. So if you're watching this, give us a thumbs up or thumbs down on that. More thumbs down, I'm sure. So I'm DJing this party, and I use that term DJ very loosely. I'm sitting at a table. Again, I'll post the pictures up on the This Is 50 Show Facebook page. I'm sitting at a table with my stuff. It's like a 4x4 card table. For all you old timers out there, you know what a card table is. It actually has like that vinyl surface on top. I'm sitting there. It's my mom's table. I'm sitting there and I've got my laptop here. I've got the mixing board, the Rodecaster 2 Pro over here. I've got all the speakers running that way. I've got a microphone set up here. I've got the Wi-Fi and all that stuff hooked up. And the guy that was mean mugging me, not really mean mugging me, he was just kind of, death staring at me. I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to show him exactly. I know all about the music. So he walks over and the mom kind of intercepts him. And he says to the mom, and so she comes over to me and she says to me, this guy goes to our church and he'd like to do a little special, what she said was like orientation. I said, fine, no problem. Yeah, but he wants some like background music. And so I said, I got plenty of background music. I got generic background music and do whatever you want. Yeah, but I think he wants a certain song. That's fine. I got the Wi-Fi going. I can find whatever song you want. If I got to download it from YouTube, no problem. Or play straight from YouTube, that type deal. So she goes over. So everything's cool. He comes over. I can already tell I don't like him. I don't like him. His face, it's one of those guys I just want to punch him in his face. I honestly do. And he comes over and he's all, perfect teeth, pasty. He's probably 29, maybe pushing 30. He's pasty. He's never seen the light of day. And he looks over and his haircut is, I don't know, like a bowl or something like that. He's a white guy. And he looks at me, and I'm watching on the video here, and he goes, hey, can you play Uptown Girl? I go, okay, Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. He goes, I don't know who sings the song. Already, red flag on the field. I just want the song Uptown Girl. I said, okay, So I type in, I don't know these kids' music. So I type in Uptown Girl, and there's 15 different versions from rappers to rock stars to this to that. I go, man, I said, who sings? What version are you looking for? And he's frantic. He's panicking. He's got all the kids on the dance floor. There's like 20 of them out there. And he's trying to, show his ass and his tail feathers and stuff. And he's looking on his phone. He goes, oh, it's, and he goes like I'm showing my phone here on the YouTube video. And he goes, it's from Bill Joele. Bill Joele is the Uptown Girl song I want. And my wife at this time had 2 glasses of wine. She's sitting next to me. This is like 7:30 now. And she goes, did he say Bill Joele? I said, yeah, he did. And we're like kind of, because we got a microphone right there. She goes, is he a fucking moron? I go, there's a lot of people in this building that do not grasp the outside world. So I type in Billy Joel, Uptown Girl, and I hit, I'm like, it's ready. And I play like a little sample. I go, is this it? I'm yelling, is this it? Play just a little bit. Da, da, da. And he's like, yeah, that's it. And he turns around, thumbs up. I go, okay, boop. He goes, but wait. I'm not ready. I got to teach them how to do the dance. So he does the whole teaching of the dance. Lord of the Rings style, or what's the other one? The Irish dance. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. So then he turns to me and says, I told him, I said, all you have to do is just give me the, turn around and go, hit it, hit it. So he's trying to get these kids that are like, 13, 14, 15 years old to go through the movement. And then we're going to play this song, this Bill Joele song. And I hit play. Da, 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 Uptown Girl. Da, 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 and he's walking around like he's a friggin' Nazi, watching everyone that he just taught this dance to. And he's like, nope, you're not doing it right. He's walking around goose stepping. No. This way. And then he goes, play it again. I said, all right, fine. Da, 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 Uptown Girl. And then he's sitting back and he comes over by me like he did this. He stands next to me. I say DJ booth. It's a DJ table. And he's like, and he's like, and he's tapping with his foot and, like a dance teacher would. And I look over at him. He's been living in the back world. And I look at him, I go, this is what you want? He goes, yeah, man, everyone's doing good. I said, you know what this song's about? I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, this is a great song. I said, you know what this song's about? He goes, no. I said, it's based on Christy Brinkley, his wife. And he goes, who's Christy Brinkley? And I go, well, he was married to Billy Joel. And he goes, who's Billy Joel? And I go, Jesus fucking Christ, really? Uptown Girl. As I load my shotgun, I'm sticking in his mouth, not mine, his mouth. And he went on and he just kind of, evaporated into the dance hall that was there. It was just very, very odd conversation that I had with him. And I'm like going, you're a dance teacher. You asked me for Bill Joele and you don't know. I mean, granted, a lot of people don't know what songs are about, but still. All right, guys, when we come back, I say it when we come back. Let me cross off some stuff. I yelled at my dad again. Yeah, I did. But he deserved it. I'll dive into that story when we come back. So stick around. So I have a couple updates for you. Then I've been talking about. Well, I say talking about. It's kind of embarrassing at some point. Do you remember? Do you remember the time? Do you remember when I was talking about the whole, what's the poop in a box thing? Cologuard. And I read off all the instructions and stuff for you. If you missed the show, it's if you turn around, it's probably about 3 or 4 podcasts ago. So make sure you go in there and listen to that. I read the actual verbatim instructions, step by step, of what to do. So I have been on a Whole30 diet, which allows for protein, everything natural. I haven't had, speaking of being this is 50, I haven't had a dramatic poop that's worth putting in the box. And, I know this is really getting, going downhill here. When I was young and, when I was young, I was eating, hamburgers and this and that. So when I had a bowel movement, there was a large sample in the toilet, for lack of a better term. Because I've been eating like greens and proteins and stuff, my body basically is absorbing all those nutrients, all the protein, all those good stuff. And doing my 3-mile walk and 3-mile jog now, by the way, thank you very much. It's up to me. Around, my body's absorbing all that. So when I go to the bathroom, it's basically like Fruity Pebbles in the bottom of the toilet, not to get too graphic. So my wife, I brought the box because it was up here in the studio and I got tired of looking at it and walking around it. So I said, well, maybe I'll move it closer to the bedroom. It'll inspire me to do. And we have a little end table there next to my chair, and I put it there, and she's like going, what are you going to do that thing? You haven't done it yet? And I go, babe, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's a pride thing. It's a guy pride thing. If I don't take at least, and I forgot what the grams that I'm supposed to do, if I don't put enough grams in this container and send it to him, I don't want anything to be screwed up. I want to make sure that I have a nice, healthy bowel movement, lots of cable, no residue anywhere. I just want a nice, solid dog poop sample. If you ever had a dog before, I want a nice poop like a dog would have a poop. My samples are like, because of the diet and everything that I'm on, is like cornflakes in the toilet. I don't want to send them cornflakes. They say it needs to be, So I have not done that yet. I have not done it, so I will keep you informed. For all those listening out there, I will keep you informed of pooping in a box, and I'm not going to take a picture of the actual sample. I'll tell you about the sample, but that's what I'm in the middle of right now. Another update is I was talking to my wife, and as we're driving around, now we live on 22 some odd acres here. We have horses, we have the neighbor's dogs, the neighbor's cats, we have chickens, a whole bunch of chickens. We have a whole bunch of animals here on our property. It takes a lot of work to do this stuff, so bear with me if I, show up a little bit late to the party here. Our goal was when, our house was, let's say, just for number's sakes, we bought the house and the property for $100,000. It is now worth $1.2 million. 11 years ago. We bought the house 11 years ago. Let's say those are the numbers. Those are nowhere near the numbers, but I'm just letting you know. And the older that me and my wife get, we want a little bit more like social life. We were born and raised, both of us, in Orlando, Florida, and living out here, we're just like going, I want to meet someone. My wife always, I want to have a party. I want to do something. I'm like, babe, no one's going to drive all the way out here to have a party. So as we're driving around for the last at least 3 years, we've been driving up and down and going to the stores and stuff. It's a 2-lane country road. If I had a country song, that's what it would be. They're building more and more houses. And I say more and more houses. Cornfields are turning into apartment complexes. Not apartment complexes. That's not right. Into small neighborhoods, 60, 70 houses. And then they're building another one. Oh, they're clearing that land. And, all these old timer lot guys that have held on to this cornfield property and stuff and leasing it out. They're now selling it and getting a prime dime for it. And they're building all these great big, I'm talking these houses are going for like $500 and something thousand, if not $600,000, sitting on like 3 acres. So just give you an idea of, the condition or the plot that we're sitting on. And with more tax money comes more infrastructure. More infrastructure brings in more, commercial, more restaurants and all that stuff. And I said to my wife, I said, look, not for nothing, babe. I said, I'm 51 years old. And she is 46, 45, I think. 1980. Oh, she's 44. I don't want to add any more years to her. And I said, give this neighborhood, give this area 3 more years. You won't be 50 yet. I'll, of course, already hit that milestone. I'm kind of backpedaling, skidding down to 55 type deal. I said, this area is going to be so overgrown, and we're going to have the restaurants. We're going to have the bars. We're going to have the nightlife. We're going to have the stores. We're going to have the tchotchkes. We're going to have all that stuff here, and we're going to have all these new neighbors. We're going to have, people driving around in, Teslas. We're going to have people driving around in Subarus. Hopefully not. We're going to have all these people moving to this area, and we are going to be the people in the neighborhood that people look at saying, wow, how long have they been here? Look at that property. Look at that house. Look at all that stuff. They got all that land and stuff. And we're sitting, we bought, a house on what they call 0 plot lines for $450,000. And this guy, has all this land and horses. We are so jealous. We're going to be those people. I said, now granted, my dad is in good health, knock on wood. I'll get into his story here in a little bit after yelling at him. But if he passes away or when he passes away, I say we just take that money and just improve our property. There's little things that need to be done, like, the soffits need to be done, the gutters need to be cleaned out, just little stuff that you deal with on a daily basis. I said, let's just improve our property. She's like, I couldn't agree more. She's like, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I'd say, let's get out of here. But now that I see the growth, let's stay. And I go, let's stay. Let's stay here and make our property a little bit better instead of us moving somewhere close for the social atmosphere. Let's sit here and let the social atmosphere come to us. She's like, I couldn't agree more. So as I'm setting up at the prom next door, I told my neighbor that, several times, I think we're moving. We're going to get out of here. That type of, and I let him know. And I go, hey man, just to let you know, my wife and I talked about it. I think we're staying. We're going to be here for a while. We're going to improve. And he goes, oh my God, that's so great. Praise Jesus. Let's have another party just for you. Jesus Christ. All right. Sorry for the pun. And he actually went and told his wife, hey, the neighbors aren't moving. they're going to be here forever. I go, well, forever. It's kind of a long stretch there. And he comes over back to me. He's a very jovial guy, and he's making jokes and stuff. And he goes, so I guess I can't buy your tractor. Now I've got a Kubota, 36. I forget what it is. It cost us like $60,000, $70,000 for this tractor. When we bought the tractor, of course, we used it to clear the land and do all this stuff. And now we're not doing it as much. We use it to like kind of move dirt and put poles on the ground, a fence or something like that. We really don't use it a whole lot. And he was like going, so I can't buy your tractor. I go, well, you can borrow it. He borrows it all the time. As long as you fill it up with gas, I don't care. You can borrow it all the time. But now, like I said, we don't use it a whole lot. Is it something, and I'm grabbing the microphone here so I can really discuss this if you're watching this on YouTube. Do we need this tractor anymore? And if we don't, should I sell it to him and then let us be the borrower? Because it only has like 700 hours on it. Let him deal with the tractor and the maintenance and all that, and let me be the one that says, hey, man, do you mind if I borrow the tractor? It doesn't happen often on either side. So I want your opinion on that. So let us know. Go over to the Facebook page. That is, This is 50. Should I sell my tractor to him? And when I say sell the tractor to him, I spent, I think, $60,000 on it. And I was going to sell it to him for, it's 10 years old. It's a Kubota with 700 hours. Sell it to him for $30,000. That way we can take that $30,000 and do something, upgrade the house and do all that stuff. I don't know if he's got that kind of money, but nonetheless, it's there. It's an opportunity. All right. I'm going to get into, I really, really screwed it up with my dad, and I'll dive in that story. I know when we come back. Stick around. I'll be right back. Look like Adam Ant. Okay. I had to take my my wife's car to get service. Now she's got one of those Audis, and I wanted her to have a nice luxury car. So we saved their money and bought that car. I don't know why I'm just telling you about that, but anyways, so it was time to get the oil change. And the great thing about the Audi dealership is, they do the inspection, they do all that stuff, and then when they're done with it, they run it through a car wash. So I knew it was going to take, hour, 2 hours to, if you drop it off with an appointment, 2 hours to have it done. And luckily enough, there's a Cracker Barrel across the street or next door, across the parking lot. And I said, Dad, you want to help me drop off the car and we'll go to breakfast? Huh? Breakfast, car, free for you. All right. So he can't walk anywhere, any long distances. So I pull up to Cracker Barrel. Thought we were dropping the car off. Dad, you want to walk across this whole entire parking lot? And then, no. All right. Stand here. Get us a table. Cracker Barrel with all the rocking chairs and stuff. Get us a table. I'm going to go drop the car off next door. And then I'll walk over and we'll have breakfast. Who are you? No, I'm kidding. But he goes inside. I drop the car off, come back. And if you ever been in a Cracker Barrel, you walk around, it's the gift store. So you're walking around, and I walk right up to the hostess station. I think my dad's here somewhere. Okay, go ahead inside and look. So I walk up and down. It's not very big. You walk up and down. My dad sticks out because he's got like this, I think, a border patrol hat on. It's weird. It's like green fatigue, and it's got border patrol and bordered on. Anyways, he's not there. And so I come back out, and I'm like, well, maybe he's walking around the shop. So I'm walking up and down the intricate aisles of the gift shop that is Cracker Barrel. And then I hear, I'm like, oh, he's in the shitter. So I walk over there, and he's like, hey, come on down. Let's sit down and have breakfast. So we sit down and have breakfast. He orders, I order. I get my meal. He gets his meal. He enjoys Cracker Barrel. He doesn't get it too often, living out here in the sticks. And getting out of the house, he enjoys that as well. And we were all done. Took breakfast, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I knew I had another hour and a half or less than an hour for the car to be ready. Pay the bill. Go outside, and we sit on the rocking chairs. I said, Dad, when is it going to be ready? The car? Yeah. They'll text me. They can do that? Yeah, it's a weird thing. They got my phone number connected to the tech in the pit bays or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to get a text. All right. How long do we have to sit here? I don't know, Dad. Sit back in a rocking chair and watch some videos. I don't know. So we sat there for probably 30 minutes, give or take 20 minutes. And I'm, going through TikTok. I'm playing games. I'm doing all this stuff. And we got there so early that now the people that are pulling into the parking lot are coming there for late breakfast, brunch. I don't know. It was like 10 o'clock. I didn't realize this location that I was at had so many handicapped people showing up like at 9:30, 10 o'clock for breakfast. And every single one of the cars that parked in the front and the handicap spot and all that stuff, I'm like going, I'm sitting there. I'm one of those people that just observe everything and like trying to, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Car pulls up, van, pulls in wrong, backs out, spins around, backs in. And I'm like going, well, that's kind of weird. What are they doing? Sure enough, there was a person in a wheelchair who was completely handicapped. If you're watching me on the video, like completely, I can't move these. And there were two ladies that were helping this person out of the van. They come down the aisle. We're sitting on all the rocking chairs, out front of Cracker Barrel. And my dad didn't even, I could shoot myself in the fucking head for this. Not really, but still. I'm sitting there and I'm playing my games and trying to get caught up on news and stuff for the other shows that I do. Wheelchair comes down the aisle. I always go, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? My dad's sitting on my left, right next to the front door. Wheelchair comes down and the lady's pushing him or her or whatever. My dad, who can't fucking move, knees bad, balance is bad, gets up, meanders himself to the front door to open the door to let this person in. Now, if you've ever been to Cracker Barrel, there's two doors. There's the front door, the little mezzanine right there, and another door to get into the stupid maze of gift shops. He opens up both of them, comes back over, sits down next to me. And I'm like, sits down next to me. And I go, shit. Why didn't I see that? You know why? Because I was too busy doing this, looking into my phone. All right, that happened once. All right, I'm like going, all right, that'll happen once, Good job, Dad. Knuckle punch, whatever. Again, like I said, because of the time of day, this happened 3 or 4 more times. And I missed every opportunity during those 3. Now, they didn't happen like, bang, 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 bang. We were sitting there for, like I said, like 30 minutes. So one person, my dad would go open the door, and he would come back and sit down and, look over. 4 or 5 more minutes go by, which is a long time if you're sitting on those stupid rocking chairs that they want $300 for. And someone else comes up, and this person wasn't as handicapped. They had like a boot brace on, it's one of those sympathy wheelchairs. Sure enough, walks to the front door. They can't get in, you can't push into the front door. My dad gets up. I'll get it. Opens the door. Happened 2 more times after that. I'm like going, Jesus Christ. Really? Here I am. I say I'm a good person. And I let these 4 families down. Now, granted, when I say families, the people that are getting in the wheelchair are being assisted by, hear me out, they're being assisted by some kind of medical health care system. They all had scrubs on. They all had, the burgundy scrub pants and that type deal. So they weren't like quote unquote family members, like we've never done this before. This is the first time Susie's been out of the house, So they are medical people, and they couldn't figure out how to get this person in the wheelchair, no matter what stage of the wheelchair they're in, into the building. This is your job. You're a medical person. I'm a medical person to put Band-Aids. I don't know how to fucking open a door. All right. Well, my dad stepped in and kind of opened those doors. So I felt bad. I was like going, I'm trying to do better for humanity. And my dad stepped in and over my foot and made this entire thing possible. So I was like, we're driving home. Oh, my car's ready. Let's go. Now, I told you that my dad has a hole cut out on his head. Now, Facebook has blurred that photo I put over on the This 50 page. It's like, oh, there's blood and guts in here. If you want to see it, you have to click on that, And for the last couple weeks, I've been bandaging my dad's head. Oh my God, it's so disgusting. But it's cool. And I say it's cool because, I can see the intricacies of, what makes a human a human. I see the epidural skin. If you're watching this on the video here over on YouTube, I see the epidural skin. Now the hole is about this big. So if you want to watch this on the video, it's about like I said, the size of the bottom of a beer can. And what I call the meat around, they cut the skin, you got the meat, and then you got my dad's skull. My dad's skull is right now, about the size of a nickel. A little bit bigger than a nickel. The meat around it was dark red, and now it's like healthy, fleshy vagina color. It's nice and healthy. And it's, I don't want to say it's gross, but I'm like going, Dad, how are the people that operated on you, taking this huge chunk out of your head and relying on me, who has no medical, I have no medical experience as far as what you told me to do as far as putting these bandages and stuff on you. Huh? All right. So I've been doing that for the last 2.5 weeks. Finally got a nurse over, finally got, whatever was approved, and she comes over and, she's taking all the information. And so he's now being taken care of by a nurse, like every 2 days, 2 days, 3 days. I don't know. But the thing is with my dad, we're not rich. if you look at the property, you're like, oh man, you're loaded. No. No, we're not rich. So we try to save on as much money as we possibly can. And when I say that is because we have, I'm just going to cut to the chase. We have ceiling fans on the back porch. The only reason why we have ceiling fans on the back porch is if you're sitting out there, it keeps the flies off of you. We live in a town that has a lot of chicken houses. So with a chicken house, or if you live anywhere near a landfill, flies are always a big deal. So we have ceiling fans on the back porch that keep the air moving, keep the flies off of you while you're sitting out there sipping your lemonade, So my dad always goes out there about 2:30, sits there and relaxes, has a, 2 to 3 Miller Lights, turns the ceiling fans on, and just sits there and relaxes. And sometimes he falls asleep, medication and stuff. And then he goes inside. And guess what he forgets to do? Turn the ceiling fans off. Now, we do charge my dad rent. When I say rent, it's very, very loose. He has his own server. He has his own internet. He has his own whatever. And that's like $140 a month. And then, the power bill between the three of us, if you want to do the math, my wife and I and my dad, you take let's say, just for number's sake, it's a $300 power bill. My wife and I are responsible for $200. My dad's responsible for another $100. So do the math on that. It's not $300. It's more than that, but I'm just, for argument's sake. So we lost power the other day. And the reason why I say we lost power is because, like I said, they were putting up neighborhoods and they were building up around the property, around this whole area. So they're throwing the breakers left and right, and someone got shocked and died. So I'm up here in the studio, in the This Is 50 studio, and I'm sitting here working on stuff, and all of a sudden the power goes out. So I run downstairs. My wife's not home yet. And I run downstairs, and I can see my dad is not on the back porch. But I can see the fans are starting to slowly slow down. And I'm like going, well, he left them on. Didn't realize it and stuff. He is famous. And my aunt and uncle, his brother and sister-in-law, told me that my mom and dad are famous for walking into a room, turning the light on, and walking out of that room and leaving that light on. And I just, when he moved in, I was like, whatever. No, he still does it. He comes out on the back porch, turns the fans on so he can sit out there and listen to, whatever podcast, hopefully ours. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel and listening to us on iHeartRadio, appreciate you. And then walks back inside, forgets that he turned the ceiling fans on. I've told him several times, hey, what'd you forget to do? I don't know. The ceiling fans are on outside. Uh-huh. I was going back out there. No, when are you going back out there? Dad, we're trying to keep the money down. We're trying to take... Oh, that's just... Then he gets upset. Because I'm yelling at him. I said, Dad, if you could not... And this is where I yelled at my dad. I said, Dad, if you could not remember when you go outside to sit in the chair and relax and have the ceiling fans on so you can relax out there and play your stupid... I introduced them to Candy Crush. So if you cannot play Candy Crush, and then when you're done, to come back inside to remember to turn the fans off. And it's just a little power switch, like a light switch. I said something's got to change because this is stupid. You're raising up our power bill. Oh, man, I've got so much. My head's bleeding, and God, then don't turn them on. then don't do any of that stuff. My brain, and I'm worried about this, and if this is my last resort, and all this, Dad, I don't care. Sorry, hate to say that. If you cannot follow the rules of the house, I hate to say, my dad, it's reverse order. My dad yelled at me, you can't follow the rules of the house, you need to go out and get somewhere else. Me, reverse is, if you can't follow the rules of the house, you need to figure out how to follow the rules of the house. Now, he's not going to go anywhere. There's no way that he's going to move out or do anything like that. He would be lost. He would be in shambles. He just doesn't like that organized, how do you say it? Organized structure that this is, and I told him, A, B, and C needs to happen. This place is not a resort. This place is not a resort. This place is a functioning business being. So when you do stuff like this, Dad, there's a ripple effect and things can't get done. Like today, we lost power. I had a prom on Friday. I had shopping on Saturday and Sunday for my new outfits. Monday did my horse show. If you're watching this here on the video, that show right there, and lost power for most of the night and stuff. I couldn't finish anything up. And now here I am talking to you on Tuesday afternoon, sort of. All right, guys, when we come back, I sleep in the nude. We have time for that? Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe we'll catch up on that next week. Yeah, I sleep in the nude, and I'll tell you why. Not necessarily why, but does things taste different down there? All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. I'm fine. Okay. See you. Bye.